and we just crafted ourselves bedrock, legitimately. How cool is that? What's up, agents? Zach here, welcome back to another Minecraft showcase. Today we're going to be taking a look at a command block creation. This is craftable items, and this is the machine itself right here. It's actually not all too big, all things considered. The actual machine is only 2 blocks wide, which is actually kind of nice. And this machine, as you can tell by the sign right here, this machine was made by a guy by the name of Inviziy. So huge shout out to him. Make sure to check his links down in the description, as well as a link to download this map for yourself. So let's go ahead and get started. So I have ourselves 2 buttons right here. We have a help button, which I could go ahead and tap on, which I'm going to go ahead and do that. And this is what pops up. And basically this tells you everything you need to know about the machine itself. I'm not going to go into too much detail on that. And then we also have a button right here, which just basically gives credits to the person who made it. So it's actually kind of nice. Now here's how this machine works, and something I should probably mention: when you spawn in this world, you will actually spawn in survival mode. I just went ahead and switched it to creative to make things a little bit easier. But the way this machine works, you need to go ahead and get yourself a dropper, and you need to place it face up like this. It needs to be facing directly up, otherwise this machine will not work. And here's the way this machine works. I'm going to go ahead and do this with the example crafting recipes that this machine came with. So if I grab 6 cobblestone slabs, and I grab a book, and here's how you use it. You actually have to be standing on top of the dropper in order for this to actually work. Go into the inventory of the dropper and go ahead and put in your custom crafting recipe like this, and this will actually create your custom recipe itself. So I can do the exact same thing by putting a book in here, and it converts the book back into its basic materials. So that is exactly how this machine actually works. So let me go and clear my inventory, and if I go ahead and click on this button up here, I can go ahead and access these droppers right here. And these are the actual custom crafting recipes themselves. So if we go in here, this is a custom crafting recipe. So I can go ahead and take all of this out. And I can go ahead and go into this dropper and take this out. And then I can go ahead and put in pretty much whatever recipe that I really want. So I have an idea for something that I could potentially craft. So if I go ahead and get out 3 string and 2 pieces of paper, and then I also get out, where is it located? Okay, here it is. Okay, so if I grab a name tag. So what I can do is I can go ahead and place 2 pieces of paper just like this, and 3 pieces of string like that. And then I go ahead and place the name tag right here. And what that'll do is make it so that I can actually craft myself a name tag without too much of a problem. It does technically work in survival mode, I will go ahead and say that much, but you obviously have to set this up. So I can go ahead and do the exact same thing as I did before, and with this I just crafted myself a name tag, which actually kind of, so that is exactly how this machine works. Now here's what I'm going to do. Actually, before I go ahead and do this, I should probably mention that it specifically states, if you press the help button, which if I go ahead and go into the chat, it specifically states somewhere on here. I'm not going to zoom in because I know it's in here somewhere and I don't feel like finding it. Somewhere in here it says that if you have the knowledge, you can actually go ahead and expand this machine yourself so that you can have more than 2 crafting recipes, in which makes a lot of sense, all things considered. If you have the know-how, which obviously you'd have to completely dismantle the machine in order for you to be able to do it, you can go ahead and expand this to have pretty much as many crafting recipes as you really want. So I'm going to go ahead and set up a couple crafting recipes at a time, and I'll show you guys the crafting recipes that I can come up with. Alright, so I've got 2 recipes set up. Obviously, I can only make 2 recipes at a time, but these are actually rather simple to set up yourself. So let's go ahead and go in here. So here's the first recipe that I have in mind, And this is actually something that Mojang kind of needs to implement at some point. I don't know why they decide that this doesn't need to exist, but we have ourselves 8 iron nuggets. If I go ahead and craft myself this recipe, I got myself a chain chestplate, and this would obviously work with all the different types of chainmail armor. And so yeah, that's something that I think would definitely benefit having in the game. And this next recipe, this is a recipe that exists within Java Edition, but for whatever reason, Bedrock Edition does not have this recipe. So we go ahead and take 9 pieces of regular ice and go ahead and craft them like this. This gives us 1 packed ice. Now these are both recipes that could be easily implemented in the game without too much problem. I'm not entirely sure why the packed ice recipe does not exist in this version of the game, but apparently it doesn't. And yeah, the chainmail armor, that would actually be a really cool way to go ahead and set up the actual recipe itself. That would actually be really cool. So let me go ahead and set up another couple of recipes. Now these next couple of recipes are obviously never going to make it into the game, but I thought I'd go ahead and show them off. So let's go ahead and jump on top of here. So here's the first recipe that I have in mind. Let's go ahead and put a piece of string up here, and if we go ahead and take 6 phantom membrane and place them down like this, we get ourselves an elytra. And then here's the next recipe that I came up with. So if we go ahead and put a diamond in the center, place 3 sticks like this, and then take 3 iron nuggets and place them down like this, we get ourselves a trident. So obviously there's no crafting recipe in order to go ahead and get a trident, but I thought of an idea of how we could go ahead and craft it if it was even possible. So that's actually not too bad. Now these next 2 recipes are obviously never going to make it into the game because these are obviously items of which will make a whole heck of a lot more sense that you have to find naturally in the world. But I thought these would be cool, and these are both recipes that I found online. I looked online at crafting recipes for Java Edition mods on items that you can't normally craft, and I found both of these recipes. So let's go ahead and get started. So these 2 recipes are obviously both going to be related to the exact same things. We put diamonds like this, we get ourselves some diamond horse armor, and this would work exactly the same as getting any other type of horse armor, obviously, but I can obviously only make 2 different recipes at a time. And sticking with the horse theme, if we take 3 pieces of leather like this, take 2 pieces of string, place them like this, and then 2 iron ingots, place them like this, we got ourselves a saddle. So I have a few more ideas, and then I think I'm going to go ahead and end off the video. So let me see what I can go ahead and set up. Okay, so these are going to be the final crafting recipes that I'm going to show off in this video. Obviously, if you guys want to check this out for yourself, again, you can go ahead and download this for yourself and come up with whatever crafting recipes you want. But let's go ahead and make these final items. So let's go ahead and take this 9 obsidian, and we're going to place them in a crafting recipe like this. And we just crafted ourselves bedrock, legitimately. How cool is that? Obviously, you could actually use this for a number of different things, but that's actually something that I thought would be kind of cool to make, because obviously you can't actually get bedrock in survival mode. This would be an interesting way to go ahead and get. So here's the final crafting recipe that I have in mind. So if we take 1 piece of coal and we take 8 smooth stone and go ahead and surround it like this, this will turn into coal ore. So I thought that would be kind of interesting to be able to recreate the actual ores themselves, because that's obviously something that you can't do naturally, but I thought that would be kind of cool. And one last thing before I go ahead and end things off is that I think this would actually be a really cool thing to go ahead and implement into a legitimate adventure map or survival map or something along the lines, because I think this would be a really cool feature to have in mind. Now, the creator did say in the text that if you use this in an actual map itself to create custom crafting recipes for whatever adventure you're doing, to go ahead and give them proper credit. So you do have to go ahead and let them know that's what's going to happen. And I don't know what their reaction would be, but I'm assuming so long as you give them proper credit, they will probably So yes, I would definitely love to see some sort of adventure or survival map or something along the lines that uses this exact concept, because this is actually really cool. Anyway, with that out of the way, I think this is actually where I'm going to go ahead and end off the video. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you did, make sure that like button. But more than make sure that subscribe button for future content. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at AgentCP0 to stay updated. This has been Zero Studios. Thank you guys for watching, and with that, I will see you guys later.